Hello, test. Hello, test. Mark November 4, Romeo. Remote. November 4,
Hello, CQ, seeking the Old Friends Net. Time for the Sunday edition of the Old Friends Get Together. Net control today is W4MEC. Swing the Aggies pointing towards Henderson County. And the Old Friends Net carries on 3 times a week, Sundays at 4 p.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 8 a.m., same frequency, 3750. Net is carried out in amplitude modulation only. And while we're centered on vintage gear, anybody that can generate an AM signal is welcome to join. And it's also the round table format, so I'll take check-ins throughout the net and make sure everybody's got a place at the table. It's a great place to swap gear or look for something or information or sell something, whatever. So let's get started with the check-ins for Sunday. Those wishing to participate, please give me W4MEC. Come now.
Good afternoon, Charlie. WA4LLR.
N4LQ.
Remote.
WB4NKL.
W4EVK.
K4JAL. Hope I ain't stomping on anybody.
WB4ARK.
I had a double with Boone. I got Cliff, NKL, at Boone, WA4EVK, and someone mixed in with them. And then Jimmy was in loud and clear. So who was it doubling with Boone? Was it Stan?
W4KR.
And N4IYQ.
KZ4 Bravo.
Okay, this is what I got so far. Dave, WA4LLR, Steve, N4LQ, John, KZ4B, Brian on a remote, I think, KN4R, Cliff, WB4NKL, Boone, WA4EVK, Stan, W4KR, Jimmy, K4JAL, Buddy, WB4ARK, and Chuck, N4IYQ. Who else do we have, or who did I miss?
WFW, Whiskey Foxtrot 2 uniform.
WA4FJQ.
Okay, after Chuck, I got Mir, WF2U, and Tom, WA4FJQ. Anybody else? Okay, here's our list. LLR, LQ, 4 Bravo, 4 Romeo, NKL, EVK, KR, JAL, ARK, IYQ, 2U, and FJQ. All right, fellas, good afternoon. We got about 45 or so here in Henderson County. Partly cloudy with clouds popping in and out here. It's sunny right now. Kind of look clear out there. And let's see, the big activity today is I finished putting up some Christmas lights. So now when I throw the master switch, the vapor-cooled watt meter on the side of the house will be able to handle the current. So anyway, we finally got that done. But I do need to go buy an adapter. Maybe this evening I'll get out and get me a 3-to-1 adapter so I can plug something else in that isn't illuminated yet. So anyway, what a great turnout on the lunch on Thursday. 31 of us there. I kept counting and counting, and I realized I didn't count myself. I said, hey, we got a nice round 30. And wait a minute, what about me? So I finally figured it out. Good turnout there. Good ham fest in the parking lot. So let's get started with Dave. WA4LL. Oh, yeah, well, let me come in one more time here. Everybody's got to remember it's December 7th, the 84th anniversary. I sent out that link that said there was only 12 members left from Pearl Harbor, and none of them can make it this year. So the only other time none of them made it was sometime in 2020 due to COVID. So, but none of them can make it this year because of health, and they're all centenarians. Is that what you call them, centenarians? Anyway, over 100. WA4LLR in the group, W4MEC.
All right, Charlie, fine business. W4MEC. And the old friends, WA4LLR, good afternoon to everybody. Signals are pretty good so far. We have 49 degrees, mostly sunny. Beautiful afternoon here in the eastern part of Yancey County. It certainly was wonderful to be at the luncheon on Thursday. A great turnout and a lot of fun. And a lot of fun in the parking lot ham fest as well, as you mentioned, Charlie. And it was good to see everybody. Running the Harvey Wells TBS 50D and the SB220 receiving on the Drake 2A. So, how are things in Shelby? N4LQ, WA4LLR.
Yeah, WA4LLR, N4LQ. And, well, I need to turn down this gain a little bit here on this microphone. Well, I don't know how I got that high. Hello? Yeah, it's kind of touchy. Anyway, I got the DX100 Baker running here, which I picked up from Charlie at the Spartanburg Hamfest Thursday. That was a blast. Had a great time there, and it's good to see everybody and enjoyed the food and the fellowship. And I wish I'd gotten more time to talk to individuals. We're just too spread apart, and I didn't get to talk to Dave, but I saw you way over there across the room, Dave. And so let's see, I was getting things tuned up here, and everything sounded good, and all of a sudden I heard a pop and no audio coming out of my 75A4, just sitting there doing nothing. So I kind of turned the volume up real loud, and it kind of made a little crackling sound, and I thought, wonder what that is. So I grabbed the speaker, another speaker, and plugged it into the headphone jack, and it came right up, and unplugged it, and the other speaker started working. So it was the headphone jack. And that's such a common thing in these old receivers, is the headphone jack acting up there. So anyway, I hope this thing sounds okay. It seems like the audio is a little bit on the hot side. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but I'll turn it over to John. KZ4 Baker, N4LQ.
Okay, fine business, N4LQ in the group, KZ4 Bravo. Well, I'm sorry I missed it. I'm sure it was a great one, and but I got a lot done on Friday, or Thursday rather, and excuse me, I just got back. I went out and picked up a Carhartt jacket to stay warm this winter. I had my daughter had given me a really neat Roush racing jacket that she had gotten from a boyfriend, and it was really neat looking. I'm not a Ford guy, but it was, as racing jackets go, this was nice. And so I figured I was set for the cold weather. And excuse me, I then realized that after wearing it for a couple of seasons, that the zipper didn't work. And in cold weather, you need a zipper. So I had to go out and find a warm jacket, because that was my designated warm jacket that in wind was not warm at all. So that's taken care of. And it's been foggy here the last couple of days in the morning. I mean, you couldn't see your hand in front of your face on the lake. But anyway, I've been busy doing inside stuff and getting a lot done, which has been desperately needed. And so I'm happy as a clown. So I guess it goes on over to KN4R. Brian, the World Traveler, welcome back. Over.
Okay. Group, KN4R, remote. Well, I'm not quite back yet. We're in the Mediterranean here, going along the Spanish coast, heading into Barcelona, which is our last stop. We'll be flying. The weather and the highs have been 68 to 75, anyway, I haven't played any radio until today, but nice 25 watts from the house. I'll have over to you, Cliff.
KN4R, it's WB4NKL. Your audio is a little bit intermittent, Brian. I didn't copy, I think you said Spanish Coast, but I didn't copy the exact location. But I don't know if it's something on your end with the mic or something digital dropping out. It sounded more like a mic issue. But good copy when you were there on the 25 watts, and I guess you qualify for the DX today. 53 degrees here in Limestone. It got a little warmer than they thought, I think. They were calling for about 50, but it's a pretty nice day out. I hadn't done too much today. Went to eat lunch with my sister up in Johnson City, and it was good to see everybody down at Spartanburg. Enjoyed that, and then we went home by the Rural King for a few minutes, and we needed to get back, so we didn't spend too much time there. But after I got home yesterday, we went to the Rural King over in Kingsport. Or no, that was Friday. So we know all about the Rural King now, and we took the wife. She hadn't been either, so we've checked it out. So not too much else here. I'll send it on to you, Boone. WA4EVK. It's WB4NKL.
WB4NKL in the group. WA4EVK. Well, it's about 42 degrees here today. It's been a very lazy day for me. We've got some pretty good sunshine going now. I hope we get a sunny day tomorrow. Running the usual AF68 into a Swan Mark 1 using a SDR receiver, and run about 250 watts out at the present time. Not much to add. I've just been real lazy today. Spent yesterday pretty busy up at my brother's, so I felt like I really did need to use a day of rest today. And I believe it goes to Stan, W4KR, WA4EVK.
Okay, Boone, good afternoon. WA4EVK. Just a minute, I'm going to drop the carrier for just a second. Yeah, the VTVM setting up on the desk here, and I need to get it out of the way. WA4EVK, W4KR. Good afternoon, everybody. Boy, it's cold here this afternoon. Temperature, thermometer says it's 42, but it feels more like 12. Yeah, Thursday was a good day, and Saturday was a good day. Mr. Gillespie, sir, there's an envelope in transit to you. Next time around, Dave, give me your phone number and I'll explain what happened. Brain dead. Brain dead is the best solution, is the best excuse I can give you. But thank you. Thank you, you and your bride, for taking care of things up there. Brian, you're after we echo what Cliff said, you're a little bit in and out, audio breaking up, or it's the internet. Don't know which. With that, Jimmy, on to you. K4JAL, W4KR.
W4KR, K4JAL. It sounds like, Stan, you might have been the missing yesterday. It happens to the best of us. I went over to the other shack and was going to bring up one of the rigs over there. I need to exercise them, and I got 5 rigs on patched to one tuner, and got a bad jumper in there, and found another jumper and put it on. It was bad too, so I gave up. Came on back over here, and I'm on the ART-13 and listening on the Drake 2A, and hope I'm getting out. Charlie said I was anyway. I think it goes to Buddy. If I'm wrong, I know somebody will correct me. WB4ARK, K4JAL. Over to you.
K4JAL, WB4ARK. Okay, Jimmy. Well, you're right. 2 ART-13s on today. Well, the weather conditions here have been almost wanting to rain today, but not quite, but very foggy. It was foggy up to after 11 o'clock. I went over to my son's shop to do some welding, and boy, it was headlight time all the way down there. And if you didn't have your headlights on, which a few didn't, well, there's some morons out there, but yeah, you couldn't see them until they were right on you if they didn't have their lights on. But it was 40 in the 40s today and 36, 37 yesterday. So it's been pretty chilly here for the last couple of days, and thought it might we might get some snow, but that might be coming up this coming week. So we will see. And I guess that's about it for right now. So over to K4IY. Is it K4IYQ? I think maybe it's N4IYQ.
I'll get it straight next time around. This is WB4ARK.
Okay, buddy, WB4ARK, N4IYQ. Good afternoon to everyone on the Old Friends. Charlie, thanks for calling the net. Certainly did enjoy Thursday at Spartanburg and stuff out in the parking lot. They're liable, if the tax people ever show up, they'll try to be collecting the sales tax on all the money changing hands. 50 degrees here and cloudy. It was down to 26 last night. Had a hard freeze this morning. Feels like a little bit of light breeze. Just got in the door a little bit ago went out and grabbed some lunch and went by Wally World and picked up a few things. But certainly enjoy getting to see everybody when we get to come down. Mir, it's to you, WF2U, N4IYQ.
Yeah, Chuck, N4IYQ and the group, this is WF2U. Yeah, very good. And everybody is over S9. I won't even give individual reports. Who's the strongest right now? I think Boone. Boone was about 10 dB stronger than everybody else, so it's interesting. So Charlie, you were a little bit over S9, but everybody's hitting at least S9. Jimmy sometimes dropping to S8 with a little QSB. So good copy all around. Using the ASUS station. I dragged a Heathkit 100 DX100B. Finally unloaded it from the XYL's car. I still have to find a room for it. It's just sitting on the floor right now, under one of the desks. And I have to do a little reshuffling here so I can put it up. And of course, my hydraulic table is going to do the job. So I don't know if I'll have time this week, but pretty soon. Nothing new here radio-wise. We're still doing all kinds of outdoor stuff. And took it easy yesterday, and today it's a little chilly. It was 27 degrees this morning. Right now it's 42. So with that, let's see who it goes to. Oh, Tom. Let's see. I'm just looking at the... Oh, okay. WA4FJQ. And the net, this is WF2U.
WF2U. This is WA4FJQ. Okay, thanks, Mir. Yeah, this is Tom in High Point. Copying everybody pretty well. Boone, you... WB4EVK Boone, you win the Cupid doll here since I'm last on the list. Strongest signal of anybody, but copying everybody pretty well. No big problems. Some QSB, some dropping down a little bit, but that's typical of this location. Yeah, it's overcast here, probably upper 40s, something like that. Not much to comment on. Yeah, the rig is the AF68. And receiving on a PMR8, I'll get it out. Feeding the Centurion amp, putting out around 200 on the carrier, I guess, so 800 on peaks. But that's about all I've got to say. I'm going to turn it back up to you, Charlie. Here it comes, W4MEC. This is WA4FJQ.
Okay, Tom, very good. WA4FJQ in the Old Friends net. This is W4MEC. Do we have any others that would like to join us? Give me a call.
KF4DRA.
Got Greg in there. Anybody else? Okay, Greg, KF4DRN. I'm going to put you after Tom, WA4FJQ. Go ahead and make a transmission and turn it back to me, Greg. KF4DRN, W4MEC.
W4MEC, KF4DRN. Good afternoon, everyone. 53 degrees here at Newmarket right now. And I'm on Harvey Wells and D104 microphone and receiving on a R388 Collins receiver using Ferris Model 22A signal generator as a VFO. I give a little bit of feedback, but not too bad. That way I can zero in and spot right on the frequency that way. I hope I'm not drifting off, but someone tell me how it sounds. Just kind of a rigged up deal, you know, until I can maybe get a proper VFO. But this will have to do for now. W4MEC, KF4DRN.
Okay, Greg, really good. KF4DRN, W4MEC. Any other check-ins for the old friends? Come now. Nothing heard. W4MEC with the old friends net. Real good round. Everybody's booming in here today. And we're in the shack, in-house shack today, running Apache tribes here, feeding in-fed half-wave. And like I said, everybody's got a great signal in here today. Yeah, Brian, you were in there. Of course, your rig was good and strong, but couldn't tell, like, I guess Boone noted that couldn't tell if it was a microphone, your internet, your cell phone connection, or what. But I think we pretty much got the gist of what you were saying there. Your rig's doing fine, but your input's a little flaky. So anyway. Okay, Cliff, about going to the Rural King up there where you are, that's interesting. That's a pretty impressive place. I did a little in my head comparison shopping with some of the things that we buy at Tractor Supply, and there wasn't a big spread in prices there. That a couple things are more expensive, but there wasn't any real reason to go make that 45-mile trip to Rural King instead of Tractor Supply. But the one thing about Rural King is they actually sell tractors, so that's one thing Tractor Supply does not do. Yard, lawnmowers and stuff, but you can actually buy a complete tractor at Rural King. I think Yanmar or somebody like that. So they seem to have a pretty good record. So anyway, so let's get around here again at least once. WA4LLR in the group, W4MEC.
All right, W4MEC and the group, WA4LLR. All right, well, good afternoon to you, Greg. The Harvey's doing a good job up here with the signal generator for a VFO. That's working out good for you. Tom, you've got the loudest audio of any station. That AF68 sounds wonderful. And Mayor, thanks for the signal reports. Chuck, good to see you at Spartanburg. I'm glad you and Cliff could make it down. And let's see, buddy, it was crystal clear up here this morning. We didn't have any fog, but boy, it was cold. And we had what the old timers call a rabbit tracking frost. Or as some said, it looked like a young snow. Jimmy, the audio on the ART-13 sounds really nice. And Stan, no worries, brother. No worries whatsoever, but I'll give you the phone number if you're ready to copy it. It's 828-208-4088. I'll say again, 828-208-4088. Boone, the AF68 sounds really good. And Cliff, sound like you've got 2 visits into Rural King in a short period of time. The thing I like about Rural King is they usually have some pretty good prices on guns. I like to go look at their guns. And well, and they've got such a variety of merchandise too. Brian, if you're copying, great on remote from the Spanish coast. You're definitely the DX of the day. And yeah, I think the internet was dropping out a little bit, but hopefully it'll stabilize for you. Sure was neat to have you check in from over there. And John, congratulations on your new jacket. And Steve, the DX100B sounds good. You were talking about overdriving it. I think you're underdriving it. I liked it when you had the audio when you first came in. But anyway, let's see here. What else is going on? And Charlie, good deal on getting the Christmas lights up. And the TX1 always does a good job for you. Well, I had a good day here. I had a good church service this morning. We had a couple from Israel that came and talked about conditions over there and so on and so forth. And went out, ate Chinese with them after the service, and had a lot of fun with those guys. Let's see here. Space weather. Sunspot number is 129. Solar flux index is 200. And the K is 0.33, so its geomagnetic field is very stable. A few items from this day in history has been mentioned. On this day in 1941, the Japanese launched their surprise attack on the U.S. naval base Pearl Harbor, which precipitated the entrance of the United States into World War II. Also, on this day in history, on this day in 2020, Chuck Yeager passed away at the age of 97. Of course, he was the first person to exceed the speed of sound in flight. On this day in 1988, an earthquake struck northwestern Armenia, devastating numerous cities. On this day in 1972, American astronaut Gene Cernan commanded the last crewed flight to the moon, effectively ending the Apollo program. On this day in 1941, Hitler issued his Night and Fog Decree, which was a secret order for the arrest and execution of persons endangering German security. On this day in 1917, the U.S. declared war on the Austro-Hungarian Empire during World War I. On this day in 1787, Delaware became the first state to ratify the U.S. Constitution. So there you go. All right, let's go down to N4LQ. This is WA4LLR.
WA4LLR. It's N4LQ. Okay, I must have overreacted to the audio. I only got one report from Dave there, so I turned it back up, and it's hitting 150% on the positive peaks. So that is really amazing. And I just wonder how the fidelity is, if it's 210E or what. So I have not even looked inside. I used the wonderful hydraulic cart to get it out of the truck, and actually, yeah, that's what we used. And I brought it in here and set it on the table, and went over to Harbor Freight and got that roll around furniture platform thing with the casters on it, which cost $12.99, and built it up a little bit with some scrap lumber and set the DX100 on it, again using the table, and got everything wired up here. And now on the 75 A4, did some repairs to the A4. I noticed reception was rather weak on it, and I found the primary coil on the antenna transformer, the one that actually goes to the lead antenna leads. It looked like 34 gauge or something, cotton covered wire, about 3 turns for the primary on that thing, and it all melted and welded together, shorted out. So I found some wire and wrapped my own coil around it, got it hooked up, and it's back in operation now, and it's showing at least 20 over for just about everybody. Let's see, Saturday morning, woke up to the sound of water running, found that the basement floor in one area was all wet, and I tore into the ceiling of a cabinet and found water spraying out of a PEX pipe. And I got hold of a plumber. He rushed over and replaced about a foot of that pipe. It was pretty quick and easy. It wasn't cheap, but it was quick and easy. And we looked at the pipe, and his theory is that the pipe had been bitten by mice. And when you look at the pipe, you can see like teeth marks or something, and there's a little slit. And this had happened before in another area of the house. And I kept the pipe and I looked at it, and it too had little scratch marks around the split where the water had come out. And so I did some searching on YouTube, and I found that mice love to eat PEX. They love PEX. Something about the flavor, I guess, and they sharpen their teeth on it, and if they can get to it, they'll go for it. And I don't know if it's got anything to do with water being in there, but he said, whatever you do, don't use poison, mouse poison, on the mice, because that makes them dehydrated and they get crazy thirsty, and they will tear into a pipe to get to the water. So he said, don't use that. Use a mouse trap. So I've set some more traps just in case. So much for that. Back over to the man with the Carhartt jacket, KZ4B, N4LQ.
KZ4 Bravo here. Have I got it?
Yeah.
Okay. My buddy Ken Kennedy just called, and I can't do two things at once, but it was kind of caught me flat-footed here. I'm going to pass it on over to Brian so I can get my thoughts together, if there's even time to share that. Everybody stay warm, and thanks for calling the net. I guess it's Dave, not Dave, Charlie. So KN4 in the group, take it. KZ4B, over.
KZ4B and Sunday Old Friends. This is Brian, KN4R, back again. I saw I had a squelch button push that might have caused some of the dropout. I just checked my internet. We're using Starlink here. We're at the city, and I've got about 3.5 megabits down and 1 megabit up here. So, for the most part, everybody sounds really good. We cut out once or twice, just momentarily, but for the most part, everything's working good. So anyway, sounds like I really mid-race luncheon, and even better, parking lot ham fest. So I'm glad to see that part of the monthly meetings growing, and I think it's terrific. So let's see. I sent everybody a link showing where the vessel was right now. We're just traveling along the Spanish coast back to Barcelona, where we started. We've been around part of the Mediterranean, and been looking at it. I did see one Yagi an hour between the coast and. But let's see. We're going to be home late tomorrow night, flying Philadelphia to Charlotte. Looking forward to getting back home and playing some video in the shack. Let's see. Of course, everybody else that goes on a cruise, we've eaten too much and need to go on a diet. So Kathy says hi. She's sitting over here. We were watching a movie, but she's very patiently letting me get on here for a few minutes. So anyway, appreciate it, Charlie. I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to say 73 now. Appreciate you guys. That seems too good. So, WB4NKL in the group.
Okay, Brian, KN4R, it's WB4NKL. About 90% that time, I think we got the most of it, but I think it is digital breakup that you're interfering a little bit, but I think we got the main point. He said you'd be home tomorrow night into Charlotte and around Barcelona, so good deal, and hello to Kathy. I was going to comment on the Rural Kings. I figured they would have the same prices, but I was needing a battery, a lawnmower type battery to go in a generator that Chuck had give me, and I was looking at them in Spartanburg, and so I decided to wait till Kingsport, and they were a couple bucks higher in Kingsport, and also they had some 9mm ammunition on sale there at Spartanburg for $9 a box, and I didn't see that at Kingsport, so there's some differences, or maybe I just didn't look far enough at the location, but huge store in Kingsport, and we looked it over pretty good, but enjoyed it. Johnny's talking about the coats. I picked up one last year that I've been using. It's a DeWalt jacket that's got a battery in it, and boy, that makes a difference. I've been using it some of these cold mornings when I go for my walk, even down into the 20s, and they flip that power that jacket up and can stay pretty warm even at 25 degrees, so that's a plus. Battery will last probably a couple hours on high, but you could take multiple batteries if you need it, but that's going to be some of these early spring Hamfest. That jacket's going to come in handy. I'll send it on around. Go ahead, Boone. WA4EVK, WB4NKL.
WB4NKL, WA4EVK. Yeah, the Spartanburg meeting, or Hamfest, I guess it could be called, was very enjoyable, except I brought the wife along, and it was very hard to ease any rigs over into the truck without getting a beady eye. So, and the trip turned into a good bit longer going back with all the stops to shop, but sometimes you just have to grin and bear it or whatever. But Steve's story about the mice reminded me of back several years ago. I worked for a large drilling company, and we laid Cat5 cables between the different units of that rig. The rig might stay there 6 months, or in the Rockies, it would definitely stay there 6 months. It took a long time to get the well drill. We had trouble with different types of rodents chewing on the Cat5 cables and so forth. One of our suppliers said he had a rodent-proof Cat5 cable. We didn't stop to ask him what it was. He brought the salesman by with samples, and it turned out that it impregnated the outer covering of that Cat5 with rat poison. You've never heard samples of cable hit the table as quick. When one of us asked him what was so special to make that cable rodent-proof, and he told us rat poison in the jacket, I think there was 4 or 5 samples of cable hit that table about as fast as you could get them down. We declined to string rat poison-laden cable everywhere. That wasn't what we were thinking of as rodent-proof. Anyway, I'll never stand. W4KR to take it, WA4EVK.
Okay, Boone, WA4EVK, W4KR. Well, Dave got the number, thank you. We had, when we lived up north, when we lived up in Ann Arbor, a good-sized telephone cable. It was more than a 300 pair one, I know that, was strung on the back end of our property, across right at the back end of the property. And about every 3 years,
every 3 years, Michigan Bell had to come out there and replace that cable because squirrels just love that stuff, just love to eat that cable sheathing. I guess it was a real good meal for them, but they did. Chuck, I remember, Chuck, when we looked at batteries, Earl King for that one that we were looking at was 129. And Friday I had to get it was time to get the tires rotated on the vehicle, so I went over to our local tire shop, and they sell interstate batteries as well. And I checked out the interstates. They wanted 159 for an interstate. Now usually they're really competitive. So obviously things have gone up a chunk. So we'll deal with that when the time comes. That battery or that vehicle is, let's see, that's a 21, so that's 4.5 years old now. So one of these days it's going to start groaning a little bit, and it'll be battery time. I suppose if I went to the Honda dealer, it'd probably be 2 1/4. But anyway, back over to you, Chuck. No, you don't get it, Chuck. Jimmy gets it. Jimmy gets it. And one other thing before I turn it to Jimmy, I met up with Ron on the way up to Greenville, and picked up that DTVM he had, and I was just brought it home yesterday and sat it on the desk because by the time I got home I was tired, and plugged it in and checked it out. Works like a champ. So goodbye. K4JAL, W4KR.
W4KR in the group, K4JAL. Well, I got to get a battery for my truck. It's 5 years old now, and they were trying to charge me $400 for one over at the dealer, and I declined. I'm looking for an interstate. They've always worked well for me before, but looks like it's going to cost way over $100. That's crazy. Batteries shouldn't cost that much. Brian, if you're still on there, I'm really glad you got by the Berbers and the Tuaregs and got the heck out of North Africa. I envy you going to Barcelona. It's one of my favorite towns. Beautiful architecture. Oh well, that's all I got. I'm going to say 7-3 and turn it over to my friend Buddy. WB4ARK, K4JAL.
K4JAL, WB4ARK. Okay, Jimmy, thank you for the compliment. And the temperature here is 40 degrees, dead on. So not too shabby. I tell you what, it's very close to getting down to the freezing point. And after falling on my tailbone, also known as the COCCYX, pronounced Cossacks, it is still bothering me. And sitting in this flat flat seat chair in the radio room, it doesn't help much. So I have to stand up to give it some relief, and it does help to stand, but it gets old after a while. So I'm going to say 73 at this point and go sit down in my kind of semi-reclining chair in the living type room, and finish up this afternoon. I've been trying to give it some relief by staying off of my sitting arrangements and only sitting in chairs that cause it to feel better. Driving doesn't seem to be a bother, so that seems to be the best way to go. But I can't sit out there and drive in the car all day or sit in the garage because it's a little chilly out there. So anyway, I thank you for calling the net, Charlie, and got your email. Hope you got mine back. So with that, I'm going to say 73 at this point and listen to the end. And I don't know how I could have messed up N4IYQ, but I thought that was right, but I sometimes write an N so it looks like a K with the bottom chopped off. Well, anyhow, I hope everybody has a great rest of the day, and we'll look forward to Tuesday, and we might have some snow by then, so we'll see. So over to N4IYQ, WB4ARK.
Okay, buddy, WB4ARK and the old friends, N4IYQ. Well, good signals all the way around on everybody, good audios. Struggle a little bit with Brian, but I'm like Cliff. I think it's digital and the internet stuff, but glad he got to check in. Hope he travels safe getting home. We look forward to, I need to get out here, got an errand to run, or I'd stay for the 73 round, so this will be mine. Hope everybody has a great rest of the evening and a good start to the week. Look forward to catching you guys very soon. It's to you, and Charlie, thanks for calling the net. Appreciate all you net controls. WF2U to pick it up and take it. N4IYQ. Good afternoon.
Yeah, very good, Tom. Chuck, sorry. N4IYQ, this is WF2U. Very good. Signals came up a little bit, so everybody was nice and strong over 9, so I didn't even want to bother and give individual reports. The S-meter was just hovering around the same place for everybody. Nothing much to add. We still have some outdoor work to do. Looks like the weather is going to warm up just a little bit the next few days, so it's going to be just fine outdoor activity to keep cleaning up those tree trunks and branches and whatnot. I need to fix some wood fencing on the pastures, and as long as it's really not very cold and unpleasant to work outside, it's a nice activity for a few hours every day. Don't overdo it. Just 2-3 hours, and then I do something else. So I have a lot of radio projects that I have to do, like some equipment maintenance that I want to put on the air again. I need to reshuffle some of the equipment here too, so I can set up other operating positions with equipment I haven't had on the air for a long time. So thanks, Charlie, for running the net, and enjoyed the luncheon a lot. And it was really funny. It was a coincidence that once in a blue moon, when my XYL comes, I think it was the most XYLs that appeared at a luncheon, as far as I remember. So take care, everybody. Have a nice week, and I'll be here next Sunday, hopefully. And as usual, I don't think I can get on the nets in the morning because I'm busy with stuff, so it never works out at 8 o'clock for me. 73, all take care, and we'll talk to you next week. weekend, except for the evenings that I'll be on 160. So 73.0, and let's see, WA4FJQ and the group. This is WFTU clear, but listening to the official end of the net.
WF2U, this is WA4FJQ. Okay, thanks, Mir. Your signal is really doing well up here in High Point. I usually have some problems trying to pick you up, but you're just booming in here today. Dave, thanks for the comment about the loudest signal. Nobody ever says it's the best signal. It just says the loudest. I'm not sure how to take that. At any rate, yeah, Steve, your audio sounds fine, and that story about the mice chewing up the pecks is something new to me. I never heard of that before. The story about the cable with the rat poison in it, I guess it's got something like coumadin in it, warfarin. That's what most of the rat poison is. It's an anticoagulant, and they bleed to death. They probably have other things around now, but that's what it used to be anyway. Brian, you're in and out, and as somebody said, it's probably the digital thing. At any rate, I got to take the dog for a walk before it gets too cold and too dark, so I'll say 73s. Charlie, thanks for calling the net, and 73s to everybody. Hopefully we'll be on next Sunday. Turn it back to you. Let's see, no, I turn it down to Greg. Okay, here you come, Greg. I couldn't copy you at all, but I'll turn it down to you. K4DRN, this is WA4FJQ, off and clear.
WA4FJQ, KF4DRN, returning. Good to be in here this evening. I'll probably make this my last one as well. I've got to go in and help with my mother. So anyway, I'm hearing everyone okay. No problem at all on my end. And anyway, I wanted to get in here and check in this afternoon. And I'll say 7-3 on this one. Here comes Charlie, W4MEC, KF4DRN 73.
Okay, Greg, really good. KF4DRN and the group W4MEC. Well, we got time to do a quick 73 round. I put X's by everybody that checked out, but I'm not sure about one. I'm not sure if Chuck's still there, but we got Dave to Steve to John to Cliff to Boone to Stan to Chuck if he's still there, and back to me. And Brian checked out, so did Jimmy and Buddy, Mir, Tom, and Greg. So we'll work it through there with a quick 73 round, and then we'll shut it down. WA4LLR in the group, W4MEC.
Okay, fine business, Charlie. Yeah, Chuck checked out. Enjoyed it. Good signals, and it sure was good to hear Brian from over on the coast of, around the coast of Spain. Charlie, thanks for calling. And let me leave you with a chuckle. It says 2 Irishmen were nailing down floorboards in a house. Paddy picked up a nail, realized it's upside down, and throws it away. He carries on doing this until Murphy says, "Why are you throwing them away?" "Because they're upside down," says Paddy. "You daft moron," says Murphy, "save them for the ceiling." 7-3, everybody. N4LQ, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, N4LQ. I wish I had my laugh machine here. I'd push the button on it. That's pretty good. I know John was talking about that zipper on his windbreaker, and reminded me of that old story about the guy that was a motorcyclist, and he used to wear his jacket backwards to keep the wind from going through the zipper. Had a wreck one day, and some people pulled off the road to help him, and EMS arrived, and the EMS guy said, "How's he doing?" And the helper said, "Well, he was doing okay till I turned his head around the right way." Okay, 73s, and we'll talk to everybody tonight. I hope to see some people here tonight on 160 at 8 o'clock. So this is, let's see, it goes to Cliff, WB4NKL, N4LQ.
I don't exist?
Oh, I thought you checked out.
No. Leroy, he was all right till they tried to turn his head around on him. That was a good one, to say the very least. I'll keep it short. Spain is where my mother's family came from. Andalusia, which was the state in Spain where they last ran the Moors out. That's why we all take pretty good tans, and relative to a real white person. And but anyway, I have been all over the world, but I miss Spain. I was supposed to visit a steel mill in Spain on the day that they blew the airplane out of the sky over Lockerbie, Scotland. And so instead of visiting Spain, we headed straight for home on an American airline, and wanted to get as far away from Europe as we could. So that screwed me out of my tour of Spain. And I hear it's a really neat place to visit, and especially Andalusia. So, so much for that deal. Thanks for calling the net today, Charlie. Enjoyed it, and I'm really sorry I missed the luncheon on Thursday. I'm sure nobody said it, but I'm sure the chicken livers were not only plentiful but excellent. So you can rub that in. And I missed the ham fest in the parking lot. My timing is always pretty poor. So I'm assuming you're still in there, Brian, so I'm going to turn it to you and hope to not be disappointed. KN4R in the group, KZ4B over.
And he checked out, goes to Cliff.
That's WB4NKL. Yeah, it was a happy day for the chickens down there in Spartanburg. I guess they'll live some of them will live another day. Not much else here, and enjoyed it. Thanks for calling it. And like I say, we did have a good time at Spartanburg, and looking forward to attending some more of those in the future. So on to you, Boone. 73s, and thanks for calling it, Charlie. WA4EVK, WB4NKL.
WB4NKL in the group. WA4EVK. I don't know, John. Somebody said the cook was out there all mad because he cooked up all those chicken livers, and we weren't eating many of them. You might be careful going back next time. And the fellows with the nails must have been federal bureaucrats. That sounds just like one of our government bureaucrats, or a pair of them, figuring out which way those nails went. And probably issued a 10-page policy and reg on it. And I'll quit grousing and get on with things. I believe Stan's still there, so I'm going to turn it over to Stan. Thanks, Charlie, for holding the net, and I'll probably see or talk to several of you later on tonight on the 160 net. W4KR, WA4EVK.
WA4EVK, W4KR. Okay. Thanks, Boone. Take care. Charlie, thank you much. Appreciate it, sir. Did good as usual, and copied everybody. So it was a pretty good day. Also, we got a definition. I read something I really appreciate. We got a definition on an issue from John. A brief transmission is 2 minutes and 11 seconds. K4JAL, W4KR.
I'm gone, guys. K4JAL.
Okay, and I want to make sure that's it, and thanks for everybody that checked in. I forgot to make a comment about the car battery thing there, Jimmy. I needed a battery. Well, my daughter needed the battery, and I took it in because it was bad and put it on the counter at Advance Auto, and I said, I need one of these for the certain car, and he said, well, that'll be $160. And I said, man, you can't do any better than that. And they said, well, I got one for $89.95. I said, well, I'm going with that. But batteries like D cells, C cells, and AA's and AAA's, car batteries have got a size designator too. And when you go in there and ask for a battery for a 2005 Mercury, they're going to give you whatever the manufacturer says. But you can get by with something that's just as good and lasts just as long and not have to pay that extra. So you got a $90 battery instead of a $160 battery, so it starts up fine. So anyway, just want to throw that out there. Thanks for everybody that checked in the net, and we will look for you on Tuesday morning. Maybe I'll be on 1864 tonight at 8 o'clock if I fix my connector. 7-3 all. Y'all have a good rest of the evening here. W4MEC, something down the old Friends net. Bye-bye.